So it's been a handful of days since we've traded the Lincoln for a Cadillac. How's it been so far? Was it worth it? Yeah, it's been all right. For starters, starts every time. And just look at that interior. Doesn't that just make you want to smoke a cigarette?
Is that an empty Pepsi can?
No. And you can fit like 3 whole bodies in this trunk.
Hey! Let me out!
Don't worry about that. But it's all right. We'll get a couple things done. We got our little list here. Guess there's nothing left to do now but get to work. Look at that. The tires just came in. Call me paranoid, but I'm always worried about people touching my stuff. So I'm going to get these tires off there and I'm going to bring them up to the tire shop I use. All right, well, finally we got the title and the registration. So let's put some shoes on this thing. Also, in case you're curious, I give everything the half inspection. You know, the pads have a lot of life all the way around and the cylinders aren't leaking. It definitely looks cloudy in here, but there's no like leaks or anything. Everything sounds good. The only thing I kind of worry about is having these arms hanging. Hopefully I didn't damage the air shocks. They're not hanging, they're on a jack stand right there, and that's how this rear end's being held up. So maybe it's not that bad. Otherwise though, it seems nice under here. There is a fuel feed line that looks pretty crunchy, so we'll keep an eye on him and probably order lines. We got the new shoes on it, and this thing's legal. I think we're going to take it through a car wash, and don't worry, we took off the hood ornament. Not bad for a cheap wash. Could use a polish down the side, but the front end looks pretty dang good. Now for the cars I'm used to owning, this is a pretty good car, but it still has its fair share of little tiny problems that we'll go through and try to get this car just a little more sorted out. First thing we're going to do is I'm going to look at the plugs, see if they need changing, and honestly I'm probably just going to change them anyway. And I think the car's running a tad lean, so I want to vacuum test it. You know what? It's a little warm today, so let's see if we can get this AC going. Now the car's pretty cool because it does a lot of the diagnostics itself, and it kind of, it tells on itself. It's really cool. So first of all, we cannot enter auto, which means the AC is faulted out. Turn that off. So to enter diagnostics, you press off and warmer at the same time. Diagnostics, and it tells you your codes over here. E52 means I just cleared them. F46 is refrigerant. F47 is AC refrigerant stuff, and telling us again, I guess. 7 means it's done apparently, and according to the diagnostics tree on the internet, I think you can clear these codes by pressing off and cooler at the same time. Maybe it was off and low. Yeah, that's what it was. I think we're good now, so we can go back to auto. Okay, yeah, so the compressor kicks on, and then it tells you to enter diagnostics mode again. And apparently, according to what I read online, if it's got a low pressure warning, it's supposed to turn on the Fahrenheit light instead of the Celsius. So I'm gonna sit here and watch this and see what happens. Well, I mean, honestly, it's pretty cold right now. It could do a little more. Maybe it just faulted out before because it just fell below the low pressure thing. I don't know. I'm gonna go buy another can and throw it in because I put a small can in, and maybe we'll be all right because it's cold. I mean, it's cool, but it could be colder, and it may fault out again, but O'Reilly's just right down the road. We'll buy a can and we'll see what happens. Maybe it's not a good idea to just randomly throw Freon in there, but I got the kind with the UV dye in one of these cheap kits, and if it leaks out, we'll check at night and we'll see. But I think I'm gonna give it a can anyway and we'll see what happens. That line's sweating now. Or condensating, whatever, you know what I mean. And air's really cold, so I don't know, fixed, maybe? You know, this is the first thing we did, so as we fix the car and as we do the other stuff I was gonna do today, you know, we'll see if it quits working, but cool. Never mind, we faulted back out again, so I guess we're gonna have to dig a little deeper. Oh, it's hot today, by the way. So now I just know whoever thought it was a funny idea to shove a V8 in here sideways was just giggling when they were imagining guys doing plugs on this thing, because they really got them bad boys in there. I mean, they're not horrible, but that gap seems pretty high. I've already got the old ones pre-gapped to 60 thou, so it's probably been a minute, so you know, I'm glad we're doing it. Alright, well, getting those boots off was a battle in of itself, but they're out the way now, so should be able to just slide in and get them things off. They really don't make it easy though, huh? Really almost got to use your hand to guide your other hand, you know? Holy cow. Man, you can't even see them from where I'm looking. I heard people say it's easier to get those if you get behind the engine or get under it, so that's what I'm gonna do in a minute, but I'll get them out, you just give me a minute. All right, pro tip, remove that shroud, have a whole lot more room. All right, let's get back to it. Yeah, I just wanna say, that front plug on this side is a sick joke. Not a fan. Still glad we're doing them though. You know, those are pretty old, looks like. But I'm pretty much having to do this totally blind. I'm hoping somehow the backside is easier. Somehow I was actually able to get that done in a decent amount of time. So let's get under here and see what these back plugs are like. Well, they're somewhere in here, that's for sure. Alright, well, this is gonna be fun. I may end up taking that air pump crap off up on top and just do it up there, but we'll see. I think I can understand how some people think it'd be easier to go from the bottom, and it probably is, but you really need a lift or something, because they are still, you know, they're an arm's length in there, even though you can grab them. You know. We'll get this little cover off. Let's see what else we can get out the way. Bunch of hoses. That would be really nice if we could just go over here for a minute, you know. Let's see if I can turn this clip too, because that's already going to cut my hand, I can tell. Alright, let's see what kind of room we got. Okay. I can fill the first two. And make sure to put a bunch of sharp crap down there so you can cut your finger real nice. Something just slid out the way. That's cool. Oh, that's the spark plug, or that's the plug wire holder. Cool. Oh, here's a second one. Let's see if we can get them out real quick before we move on to get them other three. Here's what I'm working with though, so nothing. I'm really going totally blind on this, so let's go ahead and get them out. Well, we're almost there. We got two on the back side, which honestly, the ones on the back were easier than the ones on the front, but whew, I ain't kidding around when I tell you it's hot. It is hot. I already had to sit over there in the grass and pretend to be a caterpillar, so got the energy back up. Let's get back in it. All right, well, that was a total nightmare, but we got them all in. I got a little bit too excited on that last one, but they look a little rough, so I'm glad we're doing this. You know, getting them plugs on was a job. That sucked. So we can at least say we did that. Before we start putting stuff together, let's go ahead and do the first start together, and we can see. I won't hide if I mess something up. You'll hear the first start with me, so let's do it. Now, I don't know about you, but that sounds pretty dang good to me. All right, I've been kind of smelling like a gas smell up here, and you know, it's not like this is super complicated fuel injection. It's just those two, you know, it's a throttle body, very early. I think this is right before they did direct injection on this motor, so it's got like the, you know, two little sprayers on a throttle body, and that's it. And I haven't looked at those, so we'll take a look at those and we'll see what the spray pattern's like. But I also found that these guys were totally loose. I don't know, could have been smelling vapors coming out of there. What I'm trying to say is I bought a fun little smoke tester just to see if we can see some sort of vacuum leak or something. I don't know. Kind of always wanted to use them anyway. They look cool. Those cheap bees at Amazon didn't give me no Earl, so I guess we're gonna go to the store and get some mineral oil or baby oil or whatever you put in them things. Now it's really hard to get an angle on this, but if I didn't know any better, it sure looks like the crank pulley on my daily is doing a fun little dance. Let's just pretend we never saw that. I think the neighbor thought it would be an epic prank to mow at the same time I'm filming. Nah, it's fine. The crank pulley on this car is seriously like one bad day from being yanked apart. Or the balancer, whatever, not the pulley. So, I don't know, we may do a video on how valuable it is to keep the daily, the beater going. That's probably the next thing, because that car needs a couple things. Rotors, needs a wheel bearing on the driver's side, but yeah, that crank pulley's rough. Whatever, let's work on the donk instead, you know what I'm saying? All right, once I set all this up, you're not gonna be able to hear me anyway, so I'm just gonna get the smoke testing on, and then you can look and you can use your eyes, you know? Already off to a pretty good start. Broke the bladder, awesome. Oh, there we go. Yeah, look at that, now we're smoking. Let's see if we can't find anything on this engine. Let's just see what happens. Let me see if I can turn this thing up, get it wider or something. Okay, yeah, let's see what happens here. All right, already a giant one out the intake that I couldn't seal up since the bladder exploded. Go ahead and leave a like and 400 subs if your bladder's ever exploded as well. There's a little bit of smoke escaping on the throttle body. I don't know if that's a big deal or not. Okay, I guess I wasn't thinking this. You know, I'm sure there's a solenoid that would allow vacuum to go to this guy. So of course I'm not seeing smoke here. It sure be nice if I had that bladder, you know. You know, more or less, I just kind of wanted to play with one of these. I didn't necessarily think this car had a huge vacuum leak. I may end up replacing that throttle body gasket just for the hell of it. Call me crazy though, I kind of think doing them spark plugs did some sort of good. I mean, those ones that were in it seemed to be the originals, and it looked like the electrode on some of those were like kind of burned through past 60 thou where they're supposed to be. And some were, but I don't know, I'm probably just making crap up. All right, fellas, here's the thing. I was gonna do a nice little section on getting these speakers working. Because right now only that one works for some reason. I can't remember if I filmed that earlier, but I was gonna take that door panel off and come around and check this one with that good one, because it seems like that one and that one and that one and those two are bad, and surely that can't be it, right? You know, with these period correct tapes for this car. But to be straight up with you, with that crank dampener about to fall apart, I think I should probably prioritize that first, and we'll get a video out about keeping you daily on the road and why it's cheaper, right? But listen, this car has some complicated systems like air in the tire, light in the door. Now, but for real, it's got that Tevez anti-lock braking system that I'm gonna have to go through and figure out why it's being funky. And I think this side of the air ride is leaking a tiny bit. That, or there's some sort of check valve in that pump that's not holding air pressure. I don't know. I'm making guesses, but I have to deep dive into all these systems. And also I gotta get the AC working. We'll probably do an actual deep dive on this and see if there's something going on with the condenser. They call this the condenser, right? I don't know. And then the back of the lines on the compressor, because I think there's a tiny bit leaking right there. But come on, we got a fair bit done, you know, some simple stuff. Look, the list is complete. Besides the radio. Wait a minute. Fuel line. Next video on this POS will be out way quicker. Stick around.